All right, now moving on to the Diamondbacks series. I'll just go over the starters for both teams to start this segment out. So it's going to be Chris Paddock against Corbin Martin on Friday. On Saturday, it's going to be Dinelson Lamet against a Padre killer, apparently, in Merrill Kelly. And then on Sunday, it's going to be Yu Darvish against Zach Gallen. So just to kind of start, Padres are coming off 7 straight wins. I think this is a series that you absolutely want to see them win this series. You look back on a couple series that we were talking about where it's like, all right, you definitely want to win the series. The Rockies one was one, and they ended up getting swept in that one. This is one where, they've been playing so well, and specifically they've been playing so well at home. You really want to see them keep riding that momentum. I personally think Friday and Sunday's games are very, very winnable games. I think Saturday is a little bit questionable, and they should win this game, but for some reason they have really struggled against Merrill Kelly, so hopefully they figure that out. I think last time he threw 6 or 7 scoreless, and the Padres just looked lost at the plate against him. Luckily, Dinelson Lamet, who's a guy that both of us are very, very high on, is pitching on Saturday, and we've started to see him get stretched out a little bit more, so that's really promising on that front. But overall, Padres are coming in this series red hot, and I think the expectation absolutely has to be to win either 2 or 3, and of course I'd rather see 3 because I'd love to see that win streak extended into double digits. But Isaac, what are your thoughts on this series?
Always excited to see Paddock, Lamet, and Darvish. Paddock being one of my favorite pitchers. Lamet as well. All 3 of them actually are some of my favorite pitchers. I love this. I pretty much love the entire rotation, and Blake Snell's giving me some headaches, but no hard feelings towards Blake Snell. I still like Blake Snell.
Hey, and last time out, he looked really good.
Great outing. Yeah, absolutely. His home outings, I don't know why he's so good at home. I don't know what I feel like I'd feel more pressure at home than I would away, but it is what it is, I guess. I'll take it. But overall, Diamondbacks are going to be facing a really hot Padres team coming off 7 straight where, and they're not lousy 7 straight, no boring 7 straight. Like, this is an electric winning streak right now, a very fun winning streak where the Padres have just gone out there and played some really good baseball, really inspired baseball, really clean baseball as well. So, going to be a pretty tough assignment for the Diamondbacks, and their team that's, really, 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 I feel like, however many reallys I give is still kind of underestimating how bad they are on the road. But, hopefully the Padres come into this series still playing some inspired baseball. They got the day off on Thursday. So hopefully Chris Paddock goes out there, gives an amazing start, Lamet as well, and then we know what to expect from Yu Darvish. Yu Darvish could definitely go 7 or 8 innings in this one.
Yeah, and I feel like this is one of the few times in a season where you're actually seeing, I would argue the Padres, and you could also add in the Astros, they've won 10 in a row. Padres and the Astros are probably the 2 hottest teams in the sport right now. And the Diamondbacks, not only are they the worst team in baseball right now, they lost it was somewhere from 15 to 17 straight games, and they won 1 game, and then they've lost their last 2. So they have been heavily struggling. Starling Marte is their kind of lone star there, and then David Peralta as well. But this is a team that has been really, really bad. They also have the worst run differential in the league. So the Padres really need to capitalize on this. We were talking a little bit when we were recapping the Dodgers series, just that the Padres need to kind of take advantage of these tough games and get ahead on not only the Dodgers, but the Giants as well. The Giants are going to be playing the A's and then the Dodgers. So right now, when we're recording this, the Padres are at 4.5 back. So you got to capitalize when you're playing teams like the Diamondbacks. And you got to kind of start, get catching up on the Giants and get back in the second place over the Dodgers. When we're recording this, they're half game back. But I think this is like the goal right now for the Padres. Their short-term goal is to be in first place at the All-Star break. And I know they're in third right now, but they're 4.5 games back. And like I said, the Giants have a few tough series, and the Padres have a chance to win a lot of games in a row. I think you want to win those 10 games in a row. And you have to I think for the Padres, I think they're going into this series expecting to sweep them. And maybe you don't want to overlook a team. I don't think they should do anything like that. But you have to be thinking, hey, we've been balling. You got to go in there with confidence, and they just got to keep hitting bombs. I think that you could definitely start that on Friday and just kind of keep riding that momentum. So I think it could go a long way. But anything else you want to add before we kind of take off of this episode, Isaac?
No, just hopefully we see some good pitching out there. Still see some very clean baseball. Hopefully, we saw Tatis have a little rough 2 game stretch, but I mean that's how good he is. 2 games. We're like, oh man, I bet a bunch of people are like, oh man, what's going on with Tatis? But that he's a superstar. That's how good he is. We're worried about 2 games. I'm not worried at all. I think he's going to come back. He's going to be electric. Still, he's going to be he's still going to get those MVP chants that he rightfully deserves. So hopefully the Padres go out there and extend this game. Go on a 10-game win streak. Keep going, catch up with the Giants. The Giants do have a really tough schedule coming up. A's, I know they play the A's, Dodgers, Cardinals a couple times. So they got a rough stretch coming up. And we kind of have an easy stretch coming up. We're kind of opposite of the Dodgers. Dodgers do really good against the sub 500 teams, and they struggle with the teams that are over 500, whereas we're kind of opposite. We struggle with kind of crappy teams. So, but that's okay. I think the Padres are still going to be hot right now. So, really excited.
So I'll just add, I think the 2 guys that I'm really highlighting in this series would one be Chris Paddock, because he has looked fantastic lately. We were talking about how and all of Friar Faithful knows he just looks like he's reinvigorated out there. But also, it doesn't seem like he's going out there and like super dominant, like ace stuff. No, it seems like he's going out there, he's throwing 6 innings, and he's allowing 1 or 2 runs consistently, which is what we really wanted to see from him. Getting that consistency, returning to that 2019 form is a big deal. And then the other guy that I'm kind of highlighting would be Trent Grisham. He hit a double in Wednesday's game, but he's got to get going again. Jesus. And then the other guy we'll be highlighting would be Trent Grisham. He hit a double in Wednesday night's game against the Dodgers, but he had been struggling a little bit since coming back from injury. So hopefully he gets rolling again, because if Trent Grisham's on, we've seen that Will Myers has been on recently, Manny Machado as well. Eric Hosmer's actually been, consistently getting a hit pretty much every night. And you mentioned Tatis had 2 off nights, and that seems like, oh, what's wrong with Tatis? Dude's still probably hitting over like 350 in his last 10 games. So, of course, no reason to worry about that. But if Trent Grisham gets going, this lineup's going to get really, really scary. So that's the other guy that I kind of highlight. But, Isaac, anything else you want to add before we take off?
Go Padres, man. Let's go.
All right. Awesome, everybody. So we will talk to you guys very soon, and we'll be back after this Diamondback series.